This is Jen. Jen has no idea who she is anymore.
Okay, I don't know that I would necessarily say it like that.
Jen spends her days shuffling around an office, waiting for 5 p.m. when she can finally pursue all of her dreams, only to end up doom scrolling on her couch. Jen needs a change.
I really need a change. I don't know if social media started out with good intentions, or if our tech overlords ever meant to replace touching grass with the endless doom scroll that's now plaguing our generation. But somewhere along the way, we were all brainwashed into giving up hours of our precious lives under the false pretense of connecting with our friends. And objectively, I think most of the conversations we all have about social media, we all agree it's bad for us. And I've just been thinking about why. Why do we do this? Why are we stuck in this endless loop of consuming things that we know are bad for us? I'm sick of feeling like I have no control over this, so I am deleting all of my apps. I'm going to take a week off, I'm going to disconnect, I'm going to detox my brain, and I'm just going to see what is life like for a week without social media. Good morning. I think a big piece to success in this experiment is going to be having enough alternate distractions. So I just went and I picked up a book because I typically would go on social media to find my next book recommendation. Obviously not an option right now, so I was just perusing and selected one randomly from an author I know I like, and hopefully this is actually good. I already read a ton, so I'm not anticipating that having a single book is going to suddenly change my world and flip my social media need upside down, but I do feel like I need to have something I can grab instead of my phone whenever that little itch hits to just scroll and disconnect. Date night before the baby comes.
Yeah.
First full day without social media was so much easier than I expected it to be. And I've got to say, I feel pretty good, mentally. I don't feel distressed. I don't feel like I've been overwhelmed with an influx of news at my fingertips. So far so good. I think the real test will be being in the office and having bored moments and not having anything to do except work. Good morning and happy day 2. I am already at my office. As you can see, I did not record any of me getting ready this morning because it is always a mad dash to get to the office on time, and sleep is important. I did wake up and try and start scrolling, and of course, since the apps aren't there, I just opened a bunch of random apps to start scrolling, like the weather app and the news app. It definitely took me less time to get out of bed than it normally would, but I definitely think the habit is obviously still there, and I need to kick that because there's no need for me to be scrolling first thing. It just starts my day on such a bad note to open my app and just be bombarded with all of the world news all at once. There's no need for that. Obviously, I will not get to record a lot of today since I will be in my office, and I do not do any sort of social media filming in an office because that would be highly inappropriate. So I'm going to go to my job today. I do have my very first therapy session at noon, so I will check in then. But then, yeah, I guess we'll check in after work today. See ya! I don't think it's a secret. I have been struggling a little bit in this pregnancy, and so today is my first day of therapy. I'm a little nervous. I'm obviously just sitting in my car in the parking lot because I got here so early. I'm trying not to panic and overthink things. I'm like, this is totally normal. People do this every day. But I think the first time is always a little bit scary. So it is about time. I guess I should go in. Wish me luck. I'm trying to think of what to say. I think it went well. Therapy is just not one of those things I think you can rank as it went well or it didn't because you're just talking. I would definitely recommend, if you are struggling and you need some external help, like, don't be afraid to get it. You are not alone. You're not the only one struggling, and we're all human. We all need extra help sometimes. So don't be afraid to get that.
Stop.
Show off to his wife his face.
Oh my goodness, we made it through all of our in-office days. No social media, and it honestly was not that bad. I honestly feel like not having something to scroll or distract me like that, I feel like I was on fire this week. Like, I was rocking the office, if I do say so myself. And I will say, I was coming home more exhausted, probably because I was so actively engaged in every hour that I was there. But yeah, I mean, this is just not as hard as I thought it would be. I am totally shocked by this. I cannot believe how big this thing is getting. Today is the first day without social media that I actually have wished that I could have it. I think that's mostly because I'm having a bad physical day. Some days of pregnancy are just infinitely harder on the body than others, and today is one of those days. And so when I am couch ridden, it is much easier to want to scroll on my phone. So I think I've just been more bored today, maybe is the best way to describe it. I did finish a third book today. So I have read 3 books this week. And that just goes to show you how much you can accomplish if you are not busy scrolling on your phone. Tomorrow is actually the last day of my no social media. So yeah, we're almost there, which is kind of crazy. Toto, come here, bud. Are you a good boy? Are you a good boy?
What's up, chat? Tonight we're doing salmon bowls.
After a full week of no social media, I feel pretty confident when I say it might be directly ruining all of our lives. Is that a little dramatic? Maybe. But truly, my mental health has never been better, and I feel like so many pieces of my life sort of just fell into place over the last week. I have been sleeping better than ever. I feel like I would get into bed and fall asleep pretty immediately and then wake up before my alarm went off. I was finding time for all of those little chores like washing my dogs and hanging nursery decor. I would call people when I was at my lunch break as opposed to just picking out my phone and scrolling on it. I actually found time to call my grandma, and all of these little things that I just never could seem to find time for before, I magically had the time suddenly. Now, am I gonna stay off social media forever? Probably not. As a creator, I do love social media. I think it is such a unique outlet for creativity, for you to post things in a way that there's just not really another space that you can do that outside of these apps. But as a consumer, I feel like we all really need to redefine our relationship with social media. I am absolutely planning on putting some new boundaries in place when it comes to how much content I am consuming and the types of content I am consuming. I have always justified some of the content I consume as a way for me to keep up with, what's happening in the world and being informed, which I do still think I have a responsibility to do, but I just feel like there must be better outlets out there, better news sources, better ways for me to get the what is happening in the world without it just being rage bait videos that people are posting online. Like, there has to be some sort of balance between being informed and not destroying my own mental health. So I don't know exactly what this is gonna look like yet. I am still putting the exact parameters in place, but I do know that if you have been feeling like me and you just feel completely overwhelmed by how much you are consuming all of the time, I would absolutely recommend taking a break. And I know I shouldn't say that as a creator, like I want people to stick around and watch what I post, but there is nothing more important than your own mental health and well-being, and absolutely everyone should be prioritizing that. So until next time.